The number one song on the Billboard country music chart is AI. AI. I have to tell you, some of my favorite music is coming from AI right now. And I don't know how to feel about it. You know, we just, it wasn't too long ago that we thought, oh, well, it's never going to be able to do that. It can't do, you know, art is the music, art is the window to the soul. How is AI? If you look at some of the lyrics of this song, it talks about how he's been dragged through the mud. He's, you know, had to really stand. I mean, it doesn't know any of that stuff. None of it is real, and yet it is assembling it in a way that is so appealing. It's number one on the Billboard country music chart. If that, and this is where I want to focus tomorrow, I want to talk to you about college. And what are you telling your kids about college? What are you doing? If you're in college, what are you doing? If you're thinking about college, what are you thinking? Because the whole world is about to change. You know, I just heard Elon Musk say that in 5 years, there's not going to be phones or apps. I mean, I want you to think about this. There won't be phones or apps. It will just be some sort of a box or device that you kind of carry around with you. And it's listening, it's anticipating, it's AI, it's an agent AI, and it will know what you want to hear, what you want, and it will create the music you want to hear. It will create the podcast you want to hear. It will do all of this stuff for you. So we will be even in our own universe even more than we are right now. But if AI can fake being a human and sing soulfully while not having a soul, what does it mean to be a human? I have been asking this question and been saying, Stu, since the 90s. I have been saying we have to have a conversation on what does it mean to be human? What does it mean to be alive? Because there's going to come a time when you won't know what it means. Are we there yet, Stu? Are we there?
It's a good question. I mean, I think we know what it means to be human, but I think the ways that we have shorthanded that over the years are dissolving, right? Like, you know, when you come up with what seems like original thought, we might all be able to acknowledge that something that AI churns out is not an original thought, but it certainly seems like it to most. And I think a lot of people won't care. Like, people won't care if it is made by humans or not, if they like it. And they seem to like it. And while there will, I think, be a real pushback by some against this stuff, just like, you know, I have a bunch of friends who are into the horror movie practical effects world, where they are like, I like going, that's why I like to watch horror movies, because they use real fake blood or whatever.
I know.
You know, it's a weird dedication. It's not my thing. I don't care. You know, when I go to a movie, if it's CGI and it looks real, I don't care. But they love the fact that it's being made by, you know, practical effects. And if that's, there will always be some interest in that, I think. There will always be some interest in watching someone doing something manually that a machine could do easier and some ways better. But like, and it becomes niche after a while, doesn't it?
Yeah. Handmade is going to come back into style. At some point, handmade, human-made will come back into style. But we're going to go through a period where it's going to get really scary, because I mean, if a machine can sing soulfully and not have a soul, what does that mean? If it can sculpt beauty, generate things that can make you cry, but how does it know how? It doesn't have anything real inside of it. If it can imitate genius, then what is our genius? What does that mean? Let me start this conversation. We're going to go into this more on tomorrow's program, but let me just start this with, when you start to ask yourself, what does it mean to be a human? A machine can produce. And it can produce and will produce better than you can, but it cannot care. It cannot actually care. It can calculate, but it cannot love. A machine can imitate suffering. It can relate to suffering. It can sing songs soulfully like it has suffered, but it can never walk through the valley of suffering. It can analyze morality, but it can't instinctively choose right and wrong because it's serving a higher power. It has no conscience. It has no courage. It has no soul. It will never put itself between danger and a child. It will never forgive because it's never really offended. It will never sacrifice. It will never bury a friend and carry that little piece of grief with them for the rest of their lives. There's something different about humans, and it's not about what we can do. It is everything about the divine spark. Only humans can look at something and say, damn it, I know all the odds are against me. All reason goes against this, but I'm going to build it instead. I'm going to rebuild. Only humans hear the call of from deep within, the whispering of the spirit or the ancient whispers that machines will never hear, saying, live for something greater than yourself. There is something more out there. Only humans can take suffering and learn compassion. Only humans can take fear and turn it into courage and bravery. Only humans can take history and turn it into real wisdom. We are making artificial minds, but we are not making artificial life. But as these artificial minds begin to get better and better, and their tools become better and better, it should not make us smaller. It should make us ask bigger questions. Who am I? Why am I here? What is the purpose of life? The questions that man has been asking since the dawn of time. What am I willing to endure for the sake of truth? What am I willing to stand up for? What is worth living for? What is worth dying for? What is the purpose of the freedom that I have right now? Is there a purpose? What's the spark inside of me that no machine will ever be able to copy? No algorithm can simulate. No code can counterfeit. What makes me unique? That answer is going to be found in each of us, in each of our hearts. And it's this weird, mysterious furnace where reason meets faith and memory becomes meaning, and the divine echoes inside of us, reminding us that we are individuals, that we are here for a purpose, that we can be forgiven, we can get stronger, we can rebuild. We can forget everything the world is saying and chart our own course. That's what makes us humans, and machines will not understand that. Being human isn't what we can produce, because you're going to see it's producing everything. It's about what we can choose. We can choose to love. We can choose to sacrifice. We can choose to tell the truth. We can choose to stand when the world bows. We can choose to create not because we're told to create, not because we make money to create, but because there's something inside us that is so restless until we do create. A lot of people don't know that I paint. I'm an artist. I don't paint for anybody else. I don't paint to sell my paintings. I paint because there's something inside of me that compels me to do it. That is human. It can reproduce my brush strokes and make them better. It can borrow our melodies. It can echo our stories, but it cannot replace the things that make us human, the ability to forge meaning out of all of the things that we have suffered through. The age of machines is rising, and it is going to diminish us. if we don't figure out who we are and what our purpose is. What is that stirring inside of me? You may not find it, but recognize that stirring inside of you. And if it's not, you're already starting to lose your humanity. It doesn't have to diminish us. It can refine us. It can remind us who we truly are. It can urge us, find that, because I'm coming to replace everything else. What makes us us? We're human. And that itself is a miracle that a machine cannot recreate.